Good morning and happy New Year because I haven't come for a few weeks, so the New Year's almost passed, but still in New Year, right? So this morning I just like to share with you a thought about life is all about. What is life to each one of us? To me, life is relationship. Okay, the Bible verse that our leader just read, and these two great commandments that Jesus have mentioned. Actually, we could use these two commandments to preach or to teach or to do seminar many topics out of these two commandments. But for today and this morning, I would like to lead us to look at these two great commandments that Jesus has summarized from the 10 commandments into two great commandments. The way I look at it is relationship. Okay, so we like to spend a short time to look at this thought. The question, that very basic question that we all ask, what is life? And we know that this is the most basic question that most people ask. There could be many answers as the number of people who answer this question. And I would say the most classic and the most ancient question is, who am I? I always look back when God created Adam. When Adam realized that he himself become a person, the first question said, who am I? What am I? So I would say that is the most two basic questions, what life is, and who am I? Okay, so now I just want to focus on the, I would say, second basic question is, what is life? It said that through study the whole Bible, I discover that the word relationship is always very strong and very clear to me. From the beginning of the Genesis, God created man, and he created man in his own likeness or his own image. And then he had that desire to have the relationship with the person, or so-called Adam, to have a personal relationship with himself. But make a long story short, when the relationship being broken by disobedience of the one who being created by himself. So after that, God had been using all kind of methodology and all kind of love and patience to save the relationship and to gain the reconciliation between he himself and the man who he created, his own image. And toward the end of the Bible also, that we see that the final scene in heaven, that we see the relationship between the broken one being restored by himself, but through the work of Jesus Christ on this earth. So I would say that the whole Bible emphasized the word relationship. So this morning, let us look at this issue about life is relationship. Before I go into the right kind of relationship or right kind of concept of life, let us look at it, misconceptions of life. A lot of people live their life in the misconceptions of life itself. So what are the misconceptions about life? The first one, we realize that people think that life is success. Life is success, okay, and because we have two stations, so we might not be, okay, got it. Life is success, okay? Especially we live in this modern world, and so people just emphasize life have meaning, purpose, or life is important unless you have to be successful in your life. So that's why people emphasize life to be successful. So that is the misconceptions of life. There may be many people misinterpret the word success. What is really success to each one is quite different. Someone have the thought of success different from the other one, but in terms of each one of us, we always think, what are the success? The second thought is success or life is wealth. Because we live in this material world, and we know that people think that the most valuable material on earth is like diamonds, gold, or all kind of material things. So that's why people try to accumulate all this material wealth. You know, when I first went to America, and they always emphasize American dream. Then I asked them, what do you mean American dreams? They said, oh, if you achieved life to have good education, if you achieve life to have many houses, big houses, and many cars, and have vacational houses around the world, and every summer and every vacation times, you can travel around the world, you can do a lot of things, and then you have a good family, and your children go to a very expensive college schools. That is, you accomplish, what do you call it, American dream. Especially when you retired, you have a whole bunch of money to live by. So that's American dream. But then I stayed there for many, many years, and then I have so many friends, especially those who really accomplished life. Then they said, is that all American dreams? They got everything. They got money, they got houses, they got cars, they got vacation thing. Their children went to good school, everything, but when come to the end, they said, is that all American dream? Okay, so then what else that people are looking for? People have misconceptions about life. Then power. Okay, a lot of people have power in their life. They feel like power is the key. Power is something that one person can accomplish many things on earth. So that is what a lot of people are looking for. Now we realize that so many conflicts and many war and many so-called crisis around the world is the word power. Everyone wants power. Everyone wants to be in control. So that is the result of the misconception. So what else? People think life is all about. Life is education. I have so many friends. They don't care about what success is all about. They don't care about wealth. They don't care about power. Only thing that they care is education. They want to study. They want degrees. They want, I have a friend that he got almost 4 or 5 PhD in different fields. I said, why you want so many PhD degrees? He says, fun. That is life. I spent all my life to study. I want education. So many of us have that kind of concept as well. And some people said all this thing is not that important if I am not well known about around the world. I am not well known about within my country. I am not success, or I'm nobody. So I want to be somebody. So that's why a lot of young people, they want to have fame in life. So all this, I would say that missing the point. This is the misconceptions of life. It's not true life, but we know what true life is in God or in Jesus Christ, and let's see later, okay? So if you live life based on the misconceptions, what the result and what's the end result in your life? I study and I discover that is the end result. And people that experience when they've gone through that, they live a life that is not a true life that Jesus said, I am the life. Okay, so what else that, what kind of thing that we discover when we live a life based on misconceptions? The first one, vanity. You remember that who said that word? The most profound one is King Solomon's. When he was king of Jews, the Israel king, he experienced everything. He is the one of the most, I would say, the richest king of the world. God said that you never have anyone as rich as you will be. And then no other king have smart as King Solomon's and have so many material wealth. But he wrote the book of, what is that? I couldn't say it. ภาษาไทยว่าปัญญาจารย์ So the wisdom, Solomon's wisdom said that everything under the sun is vanity. So that is the word he used. And then one time I talked to my own father when he was very sick. And then before I went to Jamaica and study, and I knew that that could be the last time that I would spend time with him. So I said, Dad, would you tell me something that very important of life that you experienced all these years? He said, nothing. I said, what do you mean nothing? He said, actually life is nothing. You work hard, you try to raise your family, try to do good and try to help so many people, but end up yourself empty, nothing there. So I said, wow, if my father give me that advice, life is nothing, it's not much to live for. But I'm thankful that God gave me meaning and purpose and also the truth about life. Okay, so just like Solomon said that if we have no God, if we have no relationship, we don't have God in life, life is vanity. That's very true. So second fruit of living life based on misconceptions, disappointment at the end of life. During my 4 years in college in States, and 3 years in seminary, I worked in the hospital and a department of the so-called elderly care for the people who come to the end of life. There were so many rich Jewish in that Shalom home. I worked there as an assistant. There were so many powerful, used to be powerful, very rich Jewish businessmen. Particularly have one old gentleman, about 90-some years old. He said, "Wichan, could we do something for exchange? You give me your youth. I give you my money as every dollar I have." I said, "How much you got?" He said, "Several hundred million." He said, "I worked throughout my life. I never have one day of vacation. So you can have that, but you give me your youth." So we were just laughing a little bit. But then I said, "Don't you not happy about all you got?" He said, "No." He said, "If I knew ahead of time that at the end of my life, I would discover that all I got is disappointment of life." So when I heard that, I feel, wow, I came the right direction and I come to the right place about life. So many people, just like that old gentleman, come to the end of life, you only meet with disappointment of life. The third one, dissatisfaction of living. You feel like many of my Thai friends, after they accomplished the American dreams, they said, "Is that life is all about? That's all?" Very disappointment. Very disappointed, said, "This is American dream, this is our life is." Then I don't know, maybe I should look for something else. That's very profound comments about, life. So many people come to the end, experience disappointment and not satisfaction about life. Then the result is loneliness. So many people that I mentioned, Shalom Home, where I worked for 7 years, so many people, they said that I never knew that when I get older, life could be so lonely. And several young people, then they are not understanding why the older people demanding their visitings hour with their old parents, everything. So I asked the older person, I said, "Why you so strongly demand your children, grandchildren come and visit with you?" He said, "If they're not coming, I feel so lonely. My life just so empty, so lonely. So I want them to come, so make my life a little bit happier." So loneliness, I would say that nowadays, even we have a lot of things are different in the world. But one thing that increasing in this world is loneliness of life. So I could call it, this is the lonely generation of our human. Even we are so crowded in a big city, but deep inside of us, we feel like we are totally alone. No one cares for one another, and everyone just look out for themselves. So that is the situation create loneliness to every one of us. The last one, sense of failure in life. So after you feel like all this disqualified way of life, then one thing, finally you feel like, my life is a failure. Because what am I looking for life? Where should I go from here to the place that life will offer us something else? Okay, so now I want to offer you, said life is relationship. Actually, life is relationship. Relationship with God. The first thought come to us is life, relationship with God. Man is created to have relationship with his Creator. As I mentioned in my introduction, said that God created the man in his own image, and with his own image, so that he could relate to the man whom he had created. So have relationship. Okay, that's the From the beginning, God wanted to have a close and good, healthy relationship with man. And also, man is created as a relational being. When God created Adam and God looked at him, he said, it's no good for man to be alone. He got to have someone to relate to him, someone to look like him and being like him to relate. So that's why no man live in the world alone and be happy. No. We all desire to have that meaningful and purposeful and close and intimate relationship, a good relationship. Just because we are relational beings. The third one, relationship makes us valuable. If we don't have relationship with our parents, if we don't have relationship with anyone, we have a name, but no one will call. You know, we love to hear our own name. When someone calls Ajahn Paul, you feel that, oh yeah, I'm somebody. When people call your name, people interact with you, and people praise you, some good things you have done, you feel like your value coming up, or your self-esteem being created and being lifted up. So relationship truly make us valuable. So my time is running out pretty fast, so I will go very fast. Relationship with oneself. You know yourself as God knows you. Do you know yourself? I've been doing a lot of seminars and teaching. And one thing that I always want to start with my students or the class that know yourself, because knowing yourself is almost like the beginnings of life lesson. If you don't know yourself, a lot of people spend a lot of time calling, talking to friends, talking to other people, but they don't spend even 10 minutes to know himself. What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, why I'm here, what I'm doing. They don't care about themselves, but only care spend a lot of time, a lot of money using your cell phone, talk to people, get to know other people. So that is the weakness of ourselves. Second, understand yourself as Jesus understands us. A lot of times we don't understand ourselves. But you know who understands you? Jesus. Jesus have gone through life experience, so he knows exactly what you're going through. What are the weaknesses that you are facing and all these things? Jesus said that, I understand you. So if we really want to know ourselves, the maximum, we have to learn how much, what kind of knowledge that Jesus knows us. So then we try to discover and study that we want to know ourselves or understand ourselves as Jesus understands us. I don't have time to explain, but sometimes we are so frustrated with ourselves. We think ourselves like this, and then we feel ourselves like that, and then we speak about ourselves totally different, and then we act it out through ourselves is totally confused. So that's why we have to learn to understand ourselves clearly. The third one, accept your true self. You know, when we're speaking about I am, there are so many I am. I am, someone think that I am. That I am, I think that I am. Sometimes we think that I am, someone expecting us to be I am. There's so many, but the final I am is God said that I am. God said I am. So we are being created by God, so we are small I am. God is capital letter I am. We are little I am. So you have to discover who you really are, that you call yourself I am. Okay? I go on. Interact with yourself in truth and in love. I remember when I was young, when I make some mistake, what do you call it? Hit my own head. Stupid. You know. Is that loving work? Is that the loving kindness to yourself? It's not. No. Sometimes we curse ourselves. Sometimes we put down ourselves. Sometimes we just not kind to ourselves. So relationship with ourselves have to be interact with yourself with truth. Because you are very special. God created you and me in His own image, so we have to love and care for this person. That means yourself. And with love. The last one, reasonable expectations of yourself. Don't expect yourself too much, too highly, but at the same time, don't expect yourself too low, too little. It's no good. So you expect yourself according to the reality that you are. Okay, let's go on. The third one, relationship with others. Okay, know others as ourselves. You know, when you want to love someone, you want to spend time and want to know that person more and more, as much as you could. So the relationship between you and others, the one first thing to know. And I don't have time to explain that why I use these 5 steps, because many years ago, God gave me a revelation. I was very frustrated about life and about crisis and about difficult time to deal with people, deal with situation, and deal with family, and deal with myself. So God gave me the formula, give me the so-called concepts about how to face the problem of life. The first one, to know, to understand, and to accept, and then to interact, and you plan and to interact with it, and then evaluate, and then start again, 5 steps. So that's why I use this 5 steps to share with you this morning. So that know others as, and then to understand others as ourselves, to understand why he acts the way he acts, why he said things like that, why he have that kind of concept, why he behave like that. So you have to understand what is the background, what caused him to be that. The third one, accept others as ourselves. You cannot interact with them if you don't accept them as they are. As soon as you accept that person as they are, not as you expect them to be, or that they should be, they ought to be, must be. No, you cannot. You have to accept them as they truly are. The next one, do to others as we want others to do to us. That is the golden rule that Jesus gave us. You know, it helps me a lot. If I want to do something to some people, then I ask the question, is that something that I want other people to do to me? So then I should not. If something that I don't want other people to do to me like that, I then don't want to do things to them. Okay, so this is the very, very profound, and then Jesus gives us very practical rule to follow. Then realistically expectations of others. Don't expect them too much. So many parents expect your children too much. I have so many young friends that said, oh, my parents expect me too much, want me to do this, want me to do that, want me to get the all A's, and want me to be the best athletics, and want me to be the best musician. They said, I cannot. So don't expect too much, but expect them just as they are, all right? Conclusion. Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. By the fullness of life, what does Jesus mean? The answer is, for me personally, to live a life to have a good relationship with God, with ourselves, and with others. This is a triangular relationship that we need to develop to its full potential. I will make a final conclusion. There's a couple that come to me for family counseling. He said that, when we were poor, we loved each other so much. We helped each other. When we have something eat, we share. When we don't have something to eat, we pray. And but we love each other. We have good relationship. But when my husband getting rich, getting famous, then our relationship start to what they call it, going bad, from bad to worse, from worse to zero. So they said, I wish that we're still poor so that we could be happy. So my conclusion is that Jesus said that you may have life, have it abundantly. Not material things, not success, not wealth, not fame, nothing but a relationship. Relationship with our God personally, with other people, with ourselves. That is the fullness of life. May God bless you.